The Galactic Council had made a grave mistake, one they would never get the chance to repeat. For centuries, humanity had been a curiosity, a myth whispered among the elder races of the stars. When they finally emerged into the galactic stage, they wore diplomacy like armor, polite, cooperative, unthreatening. Most species, especially the core worlds, thought Earth was a quaint little blue marble filled with hairless bipeds too fragile to matter. Then came the Trelzan War. The Trelzan Dominion, a war-hardened empire of insectoid conquerors, decided humanity's diplomacy was a sign of weakness. They struck without provocation, orbital bombardments of Earth's colonies, eradication of human research outposts, even the poisoning of Terra's oceanic biosphere through nanoplague clouds. Billions died. The Galactic Council condemned the act, of course. Issued sanctions. Held press conferences. But they did nothing meaningful. Because to them, humans were still the new ones. Too young. Too tame. What they forgot was that humans come from a death world. They forgot that Earth, long before it reached the stars, had bred a species that wrestled apex predators into extinction, fought wars that reshaped continents, and survived its own self-inflicted catastrophes. Humans weren't just survivors, they were adaptable monsters in polite skin. And when the Trelzan made the mistake of thinking those monsters were extinct, humanity decided to remind the galaxy. Commander Alina Reyes stood at the bridge of the HSS Revenant, her synthetic eye glowing crimson as war feeds streamed across her neural HUD. The Revenant wasn't a ship. It was a weaponized ecosystem, sentient nanosteel hull, AI-controlled subspace rift engine, and a core reactor designed by scientists who no longer cared about treaties. She turned to her communications officer. Open the transmission. Galactic frequency. A pause. It's open, Commander. Alina stepped forward. The galaxy needed to hear this. To the Trelzan Dominion. You thought we were dangerous when we were playing nice. You bombed our cities. You poisoned our oceans. Now we're done pretending. You're not fighting Earth diplomats anymore. You're fighting Deathworlders. And we're not here to negotiate. Then the signal cut. At that exact moment, hundreds of human dreadships exited FTL above key Trelzan worlds. They didn't issue ultimatums. They didn't send envoys. They opened fire. The Revenant dropped into low orbit over Vexar Prime, the Trelzan capital. Their planetary shields lit up in blue arcs under the first barrage, but they weren't built to withstand rail cannons that launched superheated tungsten slugs at near-light speed. Within 6 minutes, the shields cracked. Within 8, the capital was cratered beyond recognition. The Trelzan High Queen, ensconced in her command hive, tried to issue a surrender. But her signal was cut mid-message. The Revenant didn't respond. Deathworlders didn't come for surrender, they came for conclusion. Across the galaxy, other civilizations watched in horror. The once civil, soft-spoken humans now moved like an extinction-level virus, efficient, unrelenting, and vengeful. Counselor Varric, a six-limbed scholar of the Gresha Confederacy, spoke in terrified awe during a secret session of the Galactic Council. They were never weak. They were restrained. They wore kindness like armor because they remembered what they were without it. Now that armor is gone. On the shattered remains of Vexar Prime, Alina Reyes walked through a field of twisted metal and collapsed hive spires. The Revenant's drop pods had deployed automated reconstruction bots already. Terraforming had begun, not to rebuild the Trelzan cities, but to reformat the planet into a forward operating base for the human interstellar defense. One of her lieutenants approached. Commander, orbital scans confirm no major life signs remain. Operation Purge is complete. Alina didn't nod. She didn't smile. Her eyes remained cold. Good. Send a message to the Council. One line. Let this be your reminder. Humanity didn't stop with the Trelzan. They didn't need to conquer. They needed to demonstrate. They raised the fleets that looked too long at their borders. They dismantled empires that profited from human suffering. And then, they disappeared again. Not in retreat, but in warning. Humanity returned to its borders, sealed its territories, left a dozen shattered worlds behind as galactic scars. They didn't seek allies. They didn't need friends. They just wanted silence. And the galaxy gave it to them. Even the most ancient war species. The Grawl, the Vokner, the Dominion of Ki rewrote their doctrines. Maps were redrawn. Trade lanes avoided anything within 3 light-years of human space. Because now the myth was truth. Humans were not just Deathworlders. They were the apex of all Deathworlders. And they were done pretending otherwise. A single engraving was left behind on the ruins of Vexar Prime, scorched deep into a melted city tower by the Revenant's orbital plasma beam. We tried kindness first.